You might not like us going with this idea, but we have to, okay? Hollywood can't get a true blockbuster anymore. The world is crying and depressed and exhausted. Nothing is working. People are looking for fulfillment in the past because the future is empty-handed, and the public needs something to finally meet them where they are, at the bottom of a dark ocean. Titanic captured people's hearts and wallets. Titanic broke records, being the highest grossing film ever made. Billions sent straight to Hollywood. We can recreate that magic. There's only one problem. There was only one Titanic. We can't just force another tragedy to happen on another boat. You know what I'm gonna say. We can! We actually can. Yeah! So I lied. That's not the problem. It's something else. The film has to succeed in a new medium. Social media. And if we know anything about social media, we know it doesn't reward earnest expressions of love. It rewards outrage and ego. The question then is, how do we design something that perfectly gives in to people's impulse to fix a stupid person? How do we set up rituals where we make a real person look so dumb, mean, or embarrassing that everyone watching collectively forgets that this person is one of us? Reality TV. Reality TV. Titanic 2 is gonna be a reality TV show. Well that was easy, right? So basically, Titanic 2 is gonna be a reality TV show in which we round up a bunch of stupid people who need money, cram them on a boat, and clip farm the hell out of them. And then we'll sink the boat. If anybody wins, then they will receive a reward of maybe $100,000. And if nobody wins, then I guess we'll AI it or something. And yes, I do mean cram them. It's cheaper that way, and it could also be conducive to like drama, tension if the boat's too small. Could be kind of funny. Speaking of tension, who's gonna be the romantic couple this time? That's right, despite what I said about culture not rewarding love, relationship discourse is always fertile ground. Also, we need as many excuses as we can get to call this Titanic 2, okay? So there will be a love story, an authentic one at that. Well, the relationship is going to be authentic, but everything around it won't be, obviously. You know, we're going to make sure to plant some cheating rumors. Home wrecking is worse than murder. So that's going to be a lot of mileage right there. So what are we going to do to all of the people on this boat, you know, besides drowning them? Well, at some point, we're going to introduce a virus. You know, we were very inspired by the whole hantavirus outbreak cruise situation. We really liked seeing everyone say, like, you know, get these people out of here, just let them die, we don't want them. That apathy that came from that is like a real piece of leverage in reality TV. It would be really useful. And also just having a virus checks a lot of boxes up for, like, again, tension and stuff, this sense of like there's always constantly something going on. And, you know, if we ever need an excuse to like get rid of somebody, that'll make it really easy. We're also going to do a lot of challenges, you know, some walk the plank style gimmicks. We're going to separate families for some reason. I'm not entirely sure yet, but we know we want to do that. You know, the goal is for it to feel apocalyptic. So we're going to pose a lot of accidental threats to the ship. We might light it on fire. We might explode it a bit, open some holes, sink it a bit, then close the holes back up. You know, kind of tease the people on the ship, and also the audience, of course. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's not going to be all bad, okay? We are thinking about maybe introducing some puppies, and then use them as bargaining tools, probably. Maybe throw them in the ocean, whatever. You might be wondering, like, where's the Titanic 2 going to be set? And when's the TV show coming out? Well, first of all, we're going to dock the ship in Florida because, you know, there are a lot of stupid people from there. And also, we can go straight through the Bermuda Triangle. I don't appreciate how you are trying to correct me. I'm going to take my time to say my words, okay? I'm sorry. You're blessed. You are being blessed by this video, by the way. So don't complain about the fact that I can't talk and it's really hard for me to form a word in my mouth. Sorry. 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 You know, we just couldn't resist going through the Bermuda Triangle. It's an automatic spectacle. Secondly, we still need some time to, you know, flesh out ideas, production. Also, we have to go pick up the virus. So it'll be just a bit, you know. We want to do it as soon as possible, though. And preferably while Trump is still in office, so we won't get shut down. All right, so to close out, you might be thinking, wow, this is unbelievable. This is insane. I can't believe how good of an idea this is. But is there something missing? That is a feeling we had for a while until we finally cracked the code. There's a really crazy and consequential difference between Titanic and Titanic 2. It's gonna be gay. It's gonna be good. Yeah! That's right, everybody. Rather than a straight couple being drowned, it's gonna be a gay couple being drowned. Yay! Yay! It's perfect, because, you know, Heated Rivalry came out, and it immediately became the only reference point that straight people have for gay couples. So that gives us an easy fixture in culture, an easy spectacle, and honestly, a moral shield. You know, because if anybody catches on to our outrage tactics, they won't. But we can just say, well, we made them gay, and we didn't have to do that. But we did, because we're good people. And we are good people. You know, I don't want to be too self-congratulatory, but I don't think it's that crazy to say that we're saving the world. With all of the stress, you know, people are feeling in this moment, there has to be an outlet. People need a place to get out their outrage. But honestly, it's not even that. The first Titanic was great, but there is a main advantage to the second one that it lacks. This time, people are going to get to laugh. They get to laugh. World, are you listening, world? You know, laughter heals wounds. These people who are going to go through these humiliation rituals are doing society a huge favor. They actually aren't completely worthless. Or at least they won't be once the cameras start rolling, obviously. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. You know, if you watched this video, that means you're supporting our project. So thank you so much for your support on Titanic 2. We'll see you soon. Whatever.